English folktale, as told by Agnes Szudek. There once was a soldier who had been away from Poland for many years, fighting in the war with Sweden. When the war was over, he took a ship for home, and it cost him nearly all his money. By the time he arrived at the port of Danzig, he had only 2 coins in his pocket, a small loaf of bread in his knapsack, and nothing else. His home was in the south, near Sandomierz, by the river Vistula, and he thought he would follow the river on foot, since he could not afford to sail or ride. He had not gone far when he came to a churchyard where 2 old men sat together on a bench. They looked at the soldier as he passed by. "Hello there, fine soldier boy," one of them called out. "God be with you." "And with you," answered the soldier, raising his cap. "Tell us, laddie, where have you been soldiering?" asked the second old man. The soldier was anxious to be on his way, but he was a civil fellow, so he stopped out of politeness. "I've been in many places fighting the Swedes," he said. "Now I'm on my way home to Sandomierz." "Ah, it must be good to have a home to go to," said the first old man. "Some people have all the luck in the world. My name is Prot, and this is my brother Krot." Yes, I'm Krot and he's Prot. At least we think so, but we're never quite sure. Anyway, what does it matter? Our trouble is that we have neither home, food, nor even a penny between us." "Well, I've only 2 pennies left," said the soldier, drawing the coins from his purse. "You can have them if they're any use to you." He gave the money to the old men, and their eyes twinkled with merriment as they exchanged looks. "We won't forget you, soldier boy," they said. "It's good to know there's a little kindness left in the world." The soldier saluted his elders and went on his way, whistling gaily. It was a long walk to Sandomierz, and after traveling for many hours he felt tired and hungry. His old boots had trodden many battlefields, and they were now so full of holes that he could hardly walk in them. "A bite of bread's the order of the day now, I think," he said to himself, taking the rye bread from his knapsack. He was about to cut off a piece with his knife when he heard someone calling to him. "Hello there, soldier boy." The soldier turned his head in the direction of the river, from where the voice came, and there he saw Prot and Krot floating past on a simple raft made of bits of wood tied together with rope. He gave them a wave, then noticed something quite extraordinary about the raft. It was moving upstream, against the current, without help from anyone. The soldier hurried alongside and called out, "Where did you find such a raft?" "Oh, here and there, bits and pieces we bought with the money you gave us," Prot called back. "That's right, bits and pieces," echoed Krot. "We're still hungry. Have you got anything to eat?" "Only a small loaf," answered the soldier. "You're welcome to share it." "Then jump aboard. We're going your way, as you see," said Prot. "Going your way," said Krot. So the soldier jumped on the raft, and the 3 of them shared the bread, which was very little indeed, and they had nothing to drink. But the old men did not complain. They were surprisingly good companions. "Tell us, soldier boy, what would you wish for if you could have anything in the world?" asked Prot. "Ah, that would take a lot of thought," replied the soldier, tapping his pipe to clean it out a bit. "There's not much in the world I really need." "Surely there must be something," insisted Prot. "Treasure and a fine manor house, perhaps?" "Oh, yes, treasure and a manor house," said Krot. No, nothing like that. I wouldn't know how to be a grand gentleman. No, thank you, but I'd like a nice pipeful of tobacco, and perhaps a few coins in my purse. That would satisfy me, I think," said the soldier. "Go on, soldier boy, think harder," urged Prot. "Anything in the world." "Yes, much harder. Anything at all," said Krot. The soldier touched the knapsack with his foot. "Well," he said slowly, "since I don't want to own much more than a knapsack, it would be useful if it could hold anything, or even anyone, just for the asking. What do you think of that?" Not bad," said Prot. "Not bad," said Krot. "Such wishes might come true." "Oh, yes," laughed the soldier, "like pie in the sky, or wine in the brine, no doubt." No sooner had he spoken than a big round pie appeared in the sky over their heads. Down it came and settled itself on the raft, shiny brown, crusty, and filled with tender beef and vegetables. At the same time, in the water there appeared 3 bottles of red wine, knocking themselves against the raft as though begging to be opened. Prot and Krot and the soldier ate the delicious pie, and washed it down with a bottle of red wine each. The soldier was astonished by the appearance of the food and drink, but he was so hungry he ate first, and thought to ask questions afterward. After they finished their meal, the raft was nearing Sandomierz. time for you to get off, said Prot. Yes, off you go, said Krot. The soldier picked up his knapsack and leapt onto the green bank. Goodbye, and thank you, he called back, but do tell me where... He looked up and down the river, but there was no raft to be seen, and no Prot and Krot. The expanse of the Vistula was empty, save for a heron diving low over the water, and a kingfisher waiting motionless on a log. Such things could only happen in a dream, muttered the soldier, rubbing his eyes. I must have been walking in my sleep. He slung his small pack over his shoulder, and put his pipe in his mouth, although there was no tobacco in it. As he sucked away absent-mindedly, the pipe began to smoke, and the scent of sweet tobacco came from the bowl. Heavens above! Prot and Krot! Cried the soldier, looking about him as though he expected the two old men to be lurking in the grass. Wherever you are, I thank you for your kindness. There was no sound in the quiet countryside, but the smoke from the pipes shaped itself into words which spelled out, Your kindness is rewarded. The soldier went on his way, wondering who the strange old men could be. By evening he came to an inn where he thought he would ask for a drink of water, since he had no money for anything else. As he walked through the doorway, the purse in his belt began to feel heavier and heavier. On opening it, he found that it was full of gold pieces. He ate a good supper of boiled beef and horseradish sauce, and cheese pancakes, and as he took a coin from his purse to pay the innkeeper, another one immediately came in its place. His second wish had come true. Now the soldier did not know it, but sitting near him was a robber who saw the gold and made up his mind to have the purse. He waited in a dark corner outside the inn, ready to spring. When the soldier came out, night had fallen, and before he knew what was happening, the robber jumped out and demanded the money. My money? Said the surprised soldier. That's it, the gold in your purse. I saw it and I'll have it, or I'll have your life, snarled the robber. The soldier thought quickly about his third wish, which might, only might, just come true. He decided to try it. I have put the purse in my knapsack, he said. Take it by all means. Swinging his pack to the ground, he unfastened the buckle. As the robber bent down, the soldier said, Into my knapsack and stay there. As quick as lightning, the robber shot headfirst into the knapsack and was stuck fast. The soldier hoisted him onto his back and tipped him into the well in front of the inn. Splash! Down he went to the bottom, and the soldier wound down the rope and the bucket. Sit in the bucket, he shouted. Someone may pull you up if you're lucky. And away he went. The night was warm and the sky was bright with a sprinkling of stars. The soldier took the road home, which ran close to the castle of the king. He remembered how as a boy he used to watch hundreds of candles flickering in the windows and wonder what the royal family was doing. Shortly before he reached the castle walls, he saw a curious sight in a turnip field. There among the ripe turnips stood a round golden tent, guarded by a circle of the king's guards. On the hill above rose the royal castle without a single light shining in any of its windows. The soldier thought this strange and stopped to inquire. What's wrong? He asked. The castle looks deserted. So it is, and likely to be for many a year, said one of the guards. His Majesty can no longer live there. But why? Asked the soldier. Surely everyone in these parts knows by now that the castle is haunted by a demon that will not give the king peace, day or night. No one can get rid of it, no one at all, and the king can bear it no more. I think perhaps I may be able to help the king, said the soldier obligingly. I would be indebted to you all my life if you could, said the king, emerging from the tent in his nightgown. The astonished soldier fell upon his knees. Your Majesty, let me go to the castle tonight before I return home, and I will rid you of the demon. My dear fellow, said the king, straightening his nightcap, you don't know what you are saying. You, go there alone, when I and all my courtiers could not bear it? No, no, it is too much to ask. I cannot allow it. Perhaps your Majesty is fond of camping out? Ventured the soldier. Not in the least, dear boy. It's so unroyal, don't you see? And most uncomfortable, replied the king, patting his aching back. Then let me help. I only ask permission to sleep in the castle tonight. That's all. The king could hardly refuse. He went into his tent and returned with a large key. There you are, he said. This key will open the door. Go if you must, and if you succeed, you may have any part of my kingdom you wish as a reward. The soldier thanked the king, took the key, and went up the hill to the darkened castle. He put the key in the lock and let himself into the main hall, where he thought he would spend the night. Taking off his jacket, he put it under his head, and with his knapsack close beside him, he lay down to sleep. He had scarcely closed his eyes when he was awakened by a shrieking and howling in a thin, high voice calling in the darkness, "Get out! Get out! This is my castle! Everybody out! Clear the way! Clear the way! Not even a mouse is allowed to stay! It is all mine!" The soldier opened his eyes, and by the light of the moon he saw a small figure prancing about. It seemed to be dressed in black, with pointed ears, pointed nose, and long pointed toes. As it went about, lifting its knees up to its chin, it saw the figure of the soldier in the corner. "I said everybody out!" screamed the demon. "Out of here this instant! Do you hear? Out! Out! Out!" The soldier was not at all afraid. "Why should I get out?" he said, yawning. "The king has given me permission to sleep here." "This is my castle now," replied the demon, bouncing up onto the mantelpiece and glaring down at the soldier. "If you don't go, I'll turn you into a fly." "Then I'll buzz up and down your long nose," said the soldier, lying down again as if he didn't care. "Will you then, you impudent creature? In that case, I'll turn you into a beetle," yelled the demon, stamping up and down on the mantelpiece. The soldier simply stretched himself and said casually, "What a pleasure it will be for me to then nip all your pointed long toes." "What? I'll turn you into a. But before this demon could think of anything else to say, the soldier stood up and said quickly, "I'll turn you into my knapsack this very instant, and you will remain there until I let you go." Whiz! With the speed of an arrow, the demon shot off the mantelpiece, straight into the knapsack, and the soldier fastened the buckle. "Let me out of here, whoever you are," the demon cried. The soldier took no notice. He put the knapsack under his jacket, put his head down on the jacket, and went to sleep. He was so tired that even the violent kicking of the demon did not disturb him. In the morning, the king sent a troop of his guards to find out what had happened to the brave soldier. The men peered through the window and saw the soldier sitting up on his small pack, peacefully smoking his pipe. Still, they did not dare to go in, so they tapped on the window and shouted, "Are you all right?" "I'm very well, thank you," replied the soldier. "Did you see the demon?" "Yes, of course I did," said the soldier, blowing smoke rings. "Where is it now?" asked the soldiers, fearfully glancing about them. "Why, I'm sitting on it," answered the soldier. "Now no more questions, if you please. Go and bring me 40 blacksmiths with hammers and a barrel of wine." "Bring what?" gasped the soldiers. "You heard me. Quickly, do as I say." The soldier was beginning to lose patience with the frightened men. Away galloped the guards, and they returned 2 hours later with 40 blacksmiths in a cart, and behind them a wagon containing 40 hammers and a barrel of wine. The soldier ordered the blacksmiths to take it in turns hammering upon his knapsack, which they did without knowing why. When they were thirsty, they took a drink from the barrel, and then hammered away again with a will. The demon in the knapsack began to squeal with terror. "Stop it! Stop it! Do you hear me? You'll never hurt a demon with a hammer, or 100 hammers, or 1,000 hammers, or even 1,000,000 hammers. Demons can't feel hammers. Ouch!" "What did you say?" called the soldier above the noise. "I said you'll never, ouch, hurt me. Ouch, never. Oh, stop it, I can't bear it any more," screeched the demon, who could indeed feel every single blow from the hammers. "That's what His Majesty said about you," shouted the soldier. "If you promise to leave this land and never return, the hammering will stop. The king wishes to live at peace in his castle." For a moment the demon said nothing. Then a few extra hard blows persuaded him. "That's enough! I promise! I promise! Have mercy on me! Let me go and I'll never come back!" The hammering stopped and the soldier opened his knapsack. "Come out," he said. A long black pointed toe emerged, then an arm, a long nose, and 2 green eyes looked out in fear. "Hurry up before I change my mind," said the soldier sternly. At once the creature sprang up like a frog and ran away at top speed, down the hill and across the fields until it disappeared in the distance. The soldier went to the king, who was eating breakfast rolls in his tent. "You must be the bravest soldier in my entire kingdom," he said when he heard the story. "Not really, your majesty, only the most fortunate," smiled the soldier, thinking of Prot and Krot. "Say what you like, but I shall raise you to the rank of general." "Not a word, it's the very least you deserve," announced the king, offering a plate to the soldier. "Have a roll, and put one in your pocket. Now I shall keep my promise to you. Tell me which part of my kingdom you would like for your own, and it shall be yours." The soldier, who was not a greedy man, took only one roll and asked for very little. "You are most kind, sire," he said, bowing. "If it pleases your majesty, I need only the little cottage I already own. But if my land could reach down as far as the Vistula River, a matter of 300 yards or so, then I would be more than content." "Aha! I see you are a fisherman at heart," laughed the king. "You are an easy man to please. I wish there were more like you. From this moment on, the land is yours with the Vistula as its border. And remember, you are most welcome at my castle whenever you wish to come." The soldier thanked the king, bowed again, and went home at last to his little cottage. Every day he went to sit on the banks of the Vistula, not, however, to fish, as the king had thought. He puffed his pipe, which was always full of tobacco, and scanned the water for signs of a roughly made raft floating upstream, carrying Prot and Krot. He watched for many months and many years, but he never saw them again. He did not forget them, though, for they had given him all he needed to be happy for the rest of his life, and he lived to the age of 101.